Stream. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope everybody's good out there. Just thought I'd stop by, say hi, see what's shaking. You know me, just another Friday night. And you know us and Friday Night Lives, we love them. Nothing wrong with a good Friday Night Live. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with a good Friday Night Live, and that's exactly what we got going on out there. If you're out there, come hang out with me. Come say hi. Hello, all. And yeah, let's have a good evening. Maybe we'll get some of the old gang back together and hang out and see how everybody's doing. And Friday Night Lives are one of those things that we pretty much talk about whatever we want to. That's exactly what I'm here for. Is talk about whatever you want to. We're here to solve your problems. Looks like we have 2 viewers. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Come by, say hi, maybe hop on the old StreamYard. Come hang out with us and visit. Went live on Monday. Boy, I'm not sure Mondays are the nights to do it, but I actually had a lot of fun. We had Charlie from Cooking Secrets for Men. He stopped by and we visited for, a good hour. Nothing wrong with that. We had a blast and just discussed life. So curious, anybody been on vacation yet this summer? I have not really vacation. I took a week off and I've had a good time. Honestly, I've had a good time. Not wanting to go back, but is what it is. And probably try this again in September, another week-long vacation where it's not so hot. So Mrs. Dude, she had a doctor's appointment in Salt Lake City. We went down there and hung out. Oh, no, viewers, no. Come on, please hang out. So anyhow, we went to Salt Lake City. We had an appointment. We took the boys with us and we swam in the pool. We had some great food. And on our way out, we went and saw their great grandpa. That was fun. And then on our way out of Salt Lake City, we decided to take a different route. Instead of taking I-15 to I-84, we took I-80 all the way to Wells, Nevada, and then cut up from Wells up to Twin Falls, Idaho. Added about an extra hour and a half to our trip, but it was pretty cool because it was just something different. And I don't have a problem with something different every once in a while. We got a viewer out there. Say hello, please. Hello, hello. And if you want, come join. Come join. Aw, he's gone. Goodbye. But it, like I said, it took about an extra hour and a half. But, the boys got to see the Bonneville Salt Flats. That was really cool. That was the first time for me. I had never seen Bonneville Salt Flats. And it is very salty and very flat. They had one person out there. I don't know if they were racing or not. They were probably a good, at least half mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile out. And it was a pickup of some kind out there. I'm not sure what they were doing, but you can drive on these salt flats and it's kind of cool looking. We had our Kia Forte. We decided not to drive out. Just didn't seem right, especially with the boys and there's signs all over that say possible mud issues. We just decided not to risk it. Stupid fly season here at the El Deuterino Ranch. So nobody's on. Oh my goodness. I'll say hello all again and see if anybody takes the bait, comes visit. Oh, I do have an update. I did hear from Patrick, and it was good hearing from him. He has been super busy with his job, but that's okay. He did try to audio FaceTime with me, but I missed it. There's 16-hour difference between where he lives and where I live. So sometimes, I don't know what time it is there. It's got to be around noon or so. Let's see, Melbourne, Australia. That's 12:30. So I don't know if he's working today. Maybe he's not. If he's not, I hope he comes by and stops by and says hi. But anyhow, the boys, they got to see Bonneville Salt Flats, and so did I. I really would like to make another trip out there, but not when it's 102 out. Whew. Because you're standing on salt, and it's just white, except for the mountains in the background. It's just completely white, and it is hot. I don't know what it's like come September, October, even November. But I'll tell you what, August 17th, it's hot. It's very hot. Looks like we have one viewer, so please stop by, say hi. And just type in there, hello. And, if you want to, hop on that StreamYard link. Come by, say hi. But you don't have to either. Just hang out and visit with us. So last Monday, I talked about for a long time YouTube. And I just released my new channel trailer today. I have 2 followers, paid subscriptions, and I'm working on that, trying to figure out what I can offer my people for $1.99 a month. And so I asked both of them what they thought about the trailer, and I asked for honest opinions. And Trumpet Master, oh my goodness, Lewis, what's going on, brother? Oh, Kent. Oh boy. Hi, Kent. How are you? Always good to see Kent out there. He's going to be out there camping. It's the weekend, so he's got his trailer out there, and he's got something cooking. He does. That's what you got to love about Kent. And Lewis, he's always got something going on too. Hey, doing good, Lewis. Doing good. Just kind of chilling. Been a crazy last 10 months, and it's not slowing down, but I'm getting to the point I'm starting to get used to it, and I absolutely embrace it. We have our 2 youngest grandchildren who live with us. They are 2 and 3 years old, 3.5, and they are thriving like crazy. They are go, 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 nonstop. And of course, that kind of makes grandpa go, go, go nonstop. My children are 31 and 26, and I put daycare behind me years ago, but here we are again. Just steaks and shrimp for supper tonight. And the campground, yay! Good for you, camp. I had shrimp tonight with burgers. So, of course, I made burgers for the boys, corn on the cob. They don't like it on the cob, they like it cut, so I cut it for them. Cut their burgers up, and they ate that. And then I had my burger and corn on the cob, and then I made some shrimp off the side, just because it's been so long since I've done it, and the store here has a good deal on the deveined, uncooked, deveined, and there's no shell, no legs, any of that stuff, shrimp, uncooked. So I grabbed that. But steaks and shrimp, little surf and turf, sounds good to me. And of course, you're at the campground. There's nothing wrong with that either. So anyhow, they gave me, I think, an honest opinion on it. I personally, I want to make a different trailer, but I think it works from now. Ooh, brisket is on my list this fall as I kind of try to figure out this whole YouTube thing once again. Cooking with Stephen and Jacqueline. Stephen, what is going on, my island brother? It's always, always good to hear from you. I can only imagine what the weather's like there. We are actually under, and I'm in Idaho, right? And California is having its first ever storm warning from a hurricane ever, I guess. That's cool. And we're supposed to get it come Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday here. And of course, at this point, I think it'll be just a tropical depression, but it's supposed to bring in a boatload of rain. So I'm cool with that. So, Stephen, it's always good to hear from you. I hope everybody's good there on the island. Think about you a lot, especially during hurricane season. But I know you're kind of lower down on there. Yeah, headed that way. I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but it's supposed to be pretty big. So we're supposed to get some of that up here in Idaho and Boise, which should be interesting. I don't remember. Oh yeah, I hope so too. I think everybody needs the rain. We had one heck of a rainstorm. I think it was last Friday. I mean, it poured. I happened to be in the grocery store and I could hear it pouring. Me and the boys went grocery shopping. That's our Friday thing after daycare, and it was pouring so hard. I just looked outside and said, "Yeah, we're gonna keep shopping." Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Oh, well, there's my son. He's walking behind. I'm not sure what he's getting. Oh, he's getting some plastic forks. But yeah, that four hurricane, or the hurricane, should be pretty crazy. I hope it gets rid of these damn flies. 80 here. Oh, that's perfect weather, man, dude. Seriously. 8 times in the last 2 weeks, Kent. Dang, dude. That's crazy. It's 85 here. I'll take it. Not bad. It was 95 earlier today. It's supposed to be about the same tomorrow. We're going to take the kids. We have a brand new water park. We're going to take the kids to the new water park, have a good time. And then Sunday, my last day of my vacation, it's only a high of 79 with rain pretty much all day. I'll take it. Same with Monday and looking like Tuesday at this point. I'll take it. We could use the rain, whether it be in Texas or Idaho or Nevada or the Caribbean. Sometimes you just need rain. Oh, I don't know about you guys, but how the flies in your area. They have hit full force. My wife's been using this mint stuff that she sprays all over in the house, and it seems to take care of it, but not out here. I sprayed some mint just a little bit ago, and they could care less out here. But then again, I spray it right before I cook, and so they kind of they do dissipate. I guess so. It does work for a little bit. They dissipate. I get my cook done, and then they kind of slowly come back. But stinking flies. Well, I do hope everybody's doing well out there. I know it's been a long time since I've been doing the regular lives. I get a lot of requests to do the Friday night lives, and so I think that they're coming back. Of course, I don't know if I'd consider this, one-off, but I know that when it cools off a little bit more, they will be back because I really enjoyed the Friday night lives with people hanging out, just visiting. So I know Mike from Ketorific and Tom, they've got some medical stuff going on. Not 100% sure what's up, so I wish them nothing but health and wellness. They did add Lee from Smoking Bears, so that he's been a great addition. Always fun to see Lee out there. Of course, he usually has his Sunday 7 a.m. Mountain Time show, and that happens when I work my weekend. Let's see. We don't usually cross 87, 88.7 through the year around Christmas and get as low as 7. Wow. I think I'm moving there, Steven. So, yeah. I hope you got time to maybe make an addition to your house and let El Deuterino move there because that sounds like heaven. It really does. I will take it. I did see somewhere in there, South America has been having a heat wave. But I'm talking like Argentina and places like that where right now it should be winter. They're having a heat wave. That's insane. Anyhow, yeah, so we just keep chugging along. And Lee, like I said, when I work, about once every 5 weeks, I have to work a weekend. And so when I work, I look forward to my Sunday show with watching Lee and Charlie there from Pickles is there a lot of times. Tom's Food Factory's there a lot of times. A lot of other folks that we all interact with on a normal basis. See Kent there, or yeah, see Kent there from time to time, and it's great. It's something to look forward to on a Sunday. Starts at 7, which happens to be when my shift starts, and I watch it and have a good time. It's him and Rusty just doing their thing, and now he's on the Wednesday keto show with Mike and Tom. That's at 4 p.m. Mountain Time every Wednesday. I think that this week's guest looks pretty cool. I know that they were just getting ready to record who was on. Oh, lucky you. But you guys probably have humidity down there, right? Where you're at? And if so, I can only imagine what 100 degrees and humidity would feel like. Got to be crazy. See, we have a dry heat, and it can get to you. When I was a kid, the heat didn't matter at all. It's whatever. But telling you, after a while. Anyhow, I know that they were getting ready to record their episode for Wednesday. I prefer the live ones, but I will take, beggars can't be choosy. I take what I can get with those guys because they're always got something going on. They've got great guests. And somehow or another, I got put on a text string. And so I became the quote unquote executive producer. You know what an executive producer does? Absolutely nothing. So, but I did say that I was going to make them some commercials, just goof off commercials. Really had some time to think about it. So I think probably come September, I'll have 3 or 4 commercials for them and just have a good time, right? That's what it's all about, just having a good time. Do you know who I saw go live the other night and it blew me away because it had been so long? Oh, yeah, I can only imagine what the humidity's like. When I went it was Chris from Eastwind Farms went live. I was blown away. And unfortunately, I was in a spot that I couldn't join in. But I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I could. Mrs. Dude and I we were at a movie, just finishing up this movie. Went and saw Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny. I liked it, but I'm an indie fan. But Chris was just going live, and I'm like, oh man. Anyhow, I was in Tampa, Florida back in 2004, 2005. Well, right after the shuttle accident, and they've launched one of the shuttles because I went to Cape Canaveral, and the thing looked like it was about that tall from where we were at. I've got pictures somewhere. Maybe one of these days I'll share it. But we stepped out of the airport, and it just hit. And I bet it was probably 85 degrees, and it just like, whoa, like, holy crap, that's hot. So we went to the Gulf Coast, which is right there, hung out in the sand for a little bit, and then got our bearings. And it was for work. So, and our work was inside, so we didn't really feel it. But man, stepping out of that airport, or anytime you stepped out of the hotel, or we were at Cape Canaveral, boy, it was muggy. So, yeah, crazy stuff. But yeah, Chris went live. Hadn't seen that in forever, so I hope he does it again soon because his were always fun. Remember the days when he would get kicked out? YouTube would censor him. He would get his music playing, and then all of a sudden he'd be like off. And then 10 minutes later, you get a notice. There he is. He's back again. Those were fun times. We had a blast back in the day. Total fun. Oh, man, I hope everybody's out doing something tonight. This sure is slim pickings. Been out here for 20 minutes, and I mean, it's always good to see people. Always good, like Steven and Kent and Lewis. Always good to see you guys. I hope everybody's having a great summer. And like I said, I heard from Patrick finally. He's doing well. He's just super busy. So, what do you got, Steven? What do you got going on? Would it be considered summer there? Where you're at? I mean, you are north of the equator, but would it be considered summer there where you're at? Ooh, 4 people. I'm liking it. Maybe somebody told Chris, hey, they're talking about you. I haven't talked to Chris in forever. I kind of went silent there for a while because just life just kind of got. Oh, sent 1000. My Washington friend, how are you? It's good to hear. Good to see you here. It was Washington, right up by where I used to live, if I remember correctly. Kind of, yeah. Well, it's kind of always like summer for you, right, Stephen? Yeah. Yes, Washington. Yep. Yeah, and I used to live kind of in your area when I was a kid. Right on. Oh, so it's James. I'm sorry, I did not realize it was James. Hi, James. Welcome to the show. So my summer is just it's been busy. A lot of chasing a 2 and 3 year old around, and at 56, let me tell you that it keeps you young. But I wouldn't change it for the world. James, so nice to meet you. Finally in person. So yeah, 2 and 3 year old or 3.5 year old, they are just go go go. In a lot of respects, they are such different personalities, but they will gang up on you, and it's like they have their own language. They'll gang up on you, and the next thing you know, you I don't know, you're doing something you don't want to. But I wouldn't give it up for the world, especially the situation that they were in. Oh, and since you are a native to the area, we have a fire south. Oh my goodness! Wow, no kidding. Dang. Now, see, I'm from the Tri Cities, and I still have a lot of family there. But I lived in Cheney, and I lived in Pullman, and my mom worked in Spokane for several years. I know that's where my brother and sister were born. But yeah, I'm from the Tri Cities. Matter of fact, my grandma turns 100 next month. She lives in Richland, and I haven't seen her for probably 5 years. So I'm thinking it's probably time to go visit her. Medical Lake, that's right, because that's where my grandma Noreen died at back in the at 61 was Medical Lake. They had a huge facility there. Oh, thank you very much. They had a huge facility there at the time for people who had terminal cancer. She had stomach cancer, and so they sent her to Medical Lake, and that's where she passed away at. I never met her, way before my time, but it's kind of cool because I've been doing some genealogy on her, and it's kind of cool when you're going through stuff, and it's almost like they're alive, right? You can see, hey, they lived here in 1920, they lived here in 1930, and now we're in the 50s. So now she's living in West Richland in the 50s, and so it's just kind of cool to see that. Like my dad, he lived in Prosser, so I can see where he lived in Prosser, and I knew exactly where it was at, anyways. But I do enjoy the genealogy side of it because it's almost like they're alive again, and you can see what they were doing at the time. Like, I think she was a waitress, and she was from Kentucky, and this just stuff is just cool. So, but yeah, Medical Lake, that's where she passed away at in November of 61. And yeah, but I have been to Medical Lake as well. So I know, a little morbid. Somebody bailed. Sorry. But it is good to see everybody again. I am so glad to be back doing lives now that my life has slowed down a little bit. I'm going to tell you guys, because I don't think you were on Monday's show, the first 4 months of this month was crazy. My wife spent 2 months in Salt Lake City at the U of U hospital. And that's where we were at yesterday for an appointment. She's got to go back down probably early October for another surgery. But I got to know quite a few people that at Little America. The Little America there has a program. I'm not sure if all Little Americas do, but they do, where if you're staying at the U of U hospital, it's $50 a night, and then our insurance will reimburse you. Talking genealogy is the dark side of doing it. I think so. You're right. For me, at least. So everybody thought my grandma was born in 1915, and that's what it even says on her grave. But 1909 is when she was born, and like on her wedding certificate to her first husband, it says 1915. On the wedding certificate for her second husband, it says 1915. So you're scratching your head going, well, wait a minute. She's, here she is with her mom and her dad in Kentucky in 1910. So something doesn't quite jive. And, my mom doesn't agree with it. And that's fine. That's all cool. But here it is. And there's one reference to her in 1920 living in Mabton, Washington, where it does give her correct age. So, what do you do? Yeah, there can be a dark side to it. Absolutely. And people like my mom had no idea that she was married previously to my mom's dad. She had no idea. And it was a brief marriage. My grandma seemed to have two brief marriages. And then she married, we're talking 6 months at most. Once was in 1927, another one was in 1944, and then she married my granddad. I consider my granddad in 1945, and she stayed with him until she passed away. So yeah, there's some darkness, but we all had lives back then. Oh, they did. They all had lives back then, and it's stupid flies. It just is what it is. What do you do? Come on, fly, get away, shoo. It is what it is, and people are people. And it's in the past and there's nothing you can do about it, so you just, okay, there it is, you know what I mean? Here's the evidence. You take it or leave it. If you don't want to believe it, that's cool. If you do, then fine. Maybe take some time and research it a little bit more. If not, don't worry about it. It's all good. I decided to take the time and research it a little more, and that's when I found her first marriage when she was supposedly 17. There you go. There you go. There's a story of my grandma on an old farmall tractor, and she saw a pheasant, and all she had was a tire iron. She threw it at it, apparently hit it, and that's what they had for dinner. That's awesome. Yeah, I've got recipes from my great grandma on my dad's side, and they're kind of cool. And you're looking at these things going, lard, lard, lard. That's just what they did back then. It's how they did it. You can still go to the grocery store and buy a big old thing of lard too. But come on, flies, stay away from me. Shoo, fly. Ah, it must be warm or something. Yeah, it's pretty cool, James. I think so. So yeah, I've enjoyed digging up the past. Well, here's an interesting one too. So Tommy G. I'm going to have some chew fly. Exactly. So I found out on my grandmother's side that I'm talking about that her dad rode with Nathan Bedford Forrest. He was a Southerner, and he fought for the Confederacy, and he fought in the 4th Alabama Cavalry Regiment, which happened to be in one of those companies, I think Company C. I think it was Company B that was brought up on war crime charges. But Nathan Bedford Forrest, of course, the head of the start of the KKK, was their commander of the division or whatever. I thought it was kind of cool because my grandmother, her name was Safrana. My great grandmother, her name is Safrana. So talking about dark history, right? She she lived off of pensioners, for the Confederacy. Then that was not really a shock, but the guy was from Kentucky, so and if he's that age, he's going to ride. There's a good chance he's going to either north or the south, one of the two. So Tommy G. Yeah, we're just talking about you guys and your show and what's coming up on Wednesday. I try to plug you. Try to. And I hope you're doing well. Shoe fly pie. I'm with you there, James. There's enough flies out here. I could probably make a pie. Yuck. Huh. Tommy G, are you out going to be drumming tomorrow? Tom's a drummer, and I hope he gets a chance to drum tomorrow. Hey, the flies are staying away from me. Okay, Tom, that's cool. I appreciate it. I've been yakking about stuff. James and I have been talking for the last probably 15 minutes about family history and how fun it can be and how dark it can be. And on another side, on my fraternal grandmother's side, it goes back to my great grandfather and then my great great grandfather, and then just dies. There's absolutely nothing past that, which is kind of a bummer. And I've tried all sorts of different angles, and I'll keep trying. You never know. But what's really cool is that on my maternal grandfather, you can trace his lineage back to the 10th century in England, which I thought was way cool. We're talking like 968 or something like that through baptismal records. And I thought, man, this is some cool stuff. But I didn't find any smoking guns there. It seems to all be on my maternal grandmother side, all those crazy smoking guns. On my father's side, of course, my grandmother only goes back to two generations. But on my grandfather's side, you can trace that all the way back into Baden, Wiesbaden. No, sorry, Baden-Württemberg, Germany, into the middle 16th century, and I think that's probably through baptismal records as well. But nothing crazy out there. I do like the fact that you can. I know my mom's maternal side, my great grandfather. As far as I know, I was full blooded American Indian. Hey, that's cool. I like that. Right on. That's way cool, dude. That's way cool. My grandmother lived on the Yakima Indian Reservation, but she wasn't Native American, and I'm not sure how. I'm guessing that they opened a part of it around Mabton to settlers at one point, and her stepfather took advantage of it. That's cool. So it would be like Colville, maybe, because I know there's the Colville Indian reservations right there. But I don't recall the other ones in that area. No, my great grandmother on my dad's side was a school teacher on the Nez Perce Indian Reservation, and she knew, supposedly through history, she knew Chief Joseph's son or grandson or something. I'm sorry, Italian. Oh my gosh, I read that so wrong. Oh, now there's another one. On my dad's side, paternal side, my grandmother was full blooded Italian and his father was North Italy. Okay, sorry. I'm looking at this going, wait, I swear I saw American Indian. Oh, so Italian. Okay. On my mother's side, there's Northern Italian in there as well. She's got some Greek, which is kind of interesting. And the Greek is from the 15th century. I'll let you in on a little something kind of crazy. Okay. Sorry, James. So I've always had a fascination with history, and especially the Eastern Roman Empire, which was pretty much a Greek speaking empire. And after the West fell, of course, the East continued on till 1450s, 1460s. And on my mom's side, you can go. Yeah, hey, that's a great mix. At the end of the day, we're all mutts. I'm German, Scots, Dutch, English, Greek. So anyhow, you can go back and there's like one Greek in there from the 15th century. But it's also interesting is on my mother's side there is a Peruvian from that time, and then there's two Puerto Ricans, one from that time and one from the 19th century, latter part of the 19th century from Puerto Rico. I was like, that's a head scratcher. So, like I said, we're all mutts. It is what it is. A great melting pot. So yesterday we were in Salt Lake City. We took the boys to the museum. No, to the zoo. Sorry, museum was the day before. We took them to the Hogle Zoo. They love the tigers. They really love the giraffes. And we just kind of hung out and did our thing. And they love the monkeys and the bears, especially the penguins. I think all kids love penguins. Spent a lot of time with the penguins. And then we did the appointment. And then, of course, we went to the Bonneville Salt Flats and then home. The day before, we went to, not a museum, dang it, the aquarium. Sorry. Went to the aquarium in Salt Lake City, and the boys, there's one part where you walk in and it's kind of dome shaped, and the sharks will swim right over you. And the boys loved that. They sat there for good. You're talking a 3.5 and a 2-year old, and they sat there for a good 5 minutes and just, wow, that is so cool. So that is a lot of my life these days. I love every minute of it. Hey, Lewis is back. Probably had to go blow reveille to the neighbors. Wake them up. When I was a kid, I used to play trumpet. Had a bugle as well, and our neighbor's horse. They had two horses, and one of them was a racehorse. The other one was a lead for a racehorse, and I used to blow that dun, 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 and their horses would just go nuts. And they finally came over and asked my parents if I would not play that anymore. Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at the glass, and if you look really close, you could see the seam, but you had to look really close. And I think it was probably fairly thick, but the boys enjoyed it. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much what matters. It's really cool too, is you can hop in these little like coves, and it pops up, and it's got a little dome on it, and you can be in there amongst the fishes. Like find they were able to find Nemo. Well, that's good. And they could pop up into that little dome thing and watch the fish, and it was cool. They had a good time. But they really loved the penguins. They had probably 5 different kinds of penguins there. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of water either, but something to do with the boys just kind of had to go ahead and do it. And it was well worth it, I think, for the boys. They such good kids. They're very well mannered, which I absolutely love about them. And you know, they're mine. They're ours. They just have a good time. They have a good life. They want for nothing. They love to travel. They're very good travelers. I think what they do is they like to experience new things, because we're the kind of people who don't just, okay, we're going to Salt Lake City, it's 5.5 hours. We go to Salt Lake City and we maybe stop at a waterfall and find something really good to eat. And they like doing stuff like that. Yeah, they had a pop up thing for the lions as well, but the lions were sleeping. So they kind of look around. Yeah, yeah, they love the lions. Like I said, the lions were sleeping, and but they could pop up and kind of look around. It was just fun. But yeah, that was my week. I took the whole week off. Did I wasn't feeling well the first couple days, last Friday and Saturday, so I kind of took it easy on those days. Monday hit it hard. Tuesday we left. We went from here to Pocatello to see my father-in-law. He's an elderly gentleman who's struggling health-wise, and so he does enjoy seeing the boys. So we took him there to see him. Next month, if we go to the Tri Cities, they're going to meet their great great grandmother. I think that would be. They probably won't remember, but at least they'll be able to go back and look at pictures and go, "Hey, that was my great great grandmother." And 100 years old. That's crazy. And then so we spent the night in Pocatello, and then the next day we took off for Salt Lake City. And Salt Lake City's only 2.5 hours from there at the most. And so from there we went to the aquarium. Then we went to Little America, checked in, and then went swimming. And the boys had a blast swimming. They've got their life vests, and of course we were with them the entire time, holding on to them. And the littlest one, he wasn't 100% sure he really liked that, but as time went on, he was probably in the water for a half hour, and he warmed up to it. Good times, just good times. And then I went and saw some of my friends. I know quite a few people there because I spent 21 days in January, February there, and then that's where I spend every time we go down. So I got to know quite a few of the wait staff and the bartenders. So they're always treat me well, and they're in Salt Lake. They everything's measured. Like I ordered a yeah. People talk today about how yeah yeah you know the grandma who'll be 100 next month. She smoked for 60 years, heavy smoker, but she always had a great des- way of looking at life. I was trying to think of the word, but she has a great way of looking at life, and she loves kids. She's happy. She was a nurse in World War II, and so she does talk. She'll openly talk about it. She was stateside, so you don't really hear. She didn't say anything really gory other than people coming back, maybe missing an arm and a leg, which is sad. But yeah, she smoked till she was in her 60s. Both her and my grandfather did. Yeah, I probably should too. I quit smoking, but I vape, which is bad. And I'll tell you what, I've lost 15 pounds since December of last year, just chasing kids around. And one of the things that we quit doing, is going out to eat all the time because I can't afford to take the kids out to eat all the time. And besides, it's not good for them. They love to come out here and cook. They have a fascination with the Weber kettle, which kind of scares me, but they're learning how to stand back from it, and so they know to stay away from it. They know I will let them. So I'll give them some Uncle Steve shake and do the shaker side of it, and I'll let them pour it on there. Half the time they miss the burger or whatever. But they love chicken. They love burgers. Tonight we had burgers and we had shrimp. And they didn't really care for the shrimp, but they loved the burgers. And then I made corn on the cob over the Weber, and I do it rotisserie style, the corn on the cob, and they love that. You just one of them likes the corn shaved off, so I cut it off, and the other one he's kind of so. So I did one side of it, and I gave him the other side to just eat. Yeah, spending time in the kitchen or barbecue area is a good start for them. Yep. And then they know how. So I'm sitting at my bar right now, and they know how to sit here. They will, like, here's a chair with a back, there's a chair with a back over there, but I have four just round chairs, stools, and they know how to sit on both without a problem whatsoever. They don't stand on anything. They know that this is grandpa's area, and they just kind of hang out with me. And I've got a TV right over here. Actually, I use this when I'm filming. I'll project my iPhone onto the TV so I can, make sure I'm in the right frame, etc. And lots of times they'll be here when I'm filming too. You can hear them in the background, but they'll sit right over here, kind of out of the way, and they'll watch what's going on the TV. And every once in a while, kids are kids. They'll scream every once in a while, big deal. And I just kind of pause and I kind of go like this and wait it wait it out while they're screaming and yelling. And then they go off and do their thing, and then they come back. They've learned how to turn the misters on when it's too hot for them. So I have misters in the back, along the back, and so they'll go out there and turn the misters on, and they'll sit there in the lawn chairs in the misters like two old men sitting at a pool. All you'd have to do is hand them a beer, and they would be content. They just sit there and chill out like they're sitting in the sun at a pool. And even if I give them, like, I'll give them a sippy cup. There you go, and they're full of water, and they'll just be sitting back, just BSing and having a good time. And half the time, you can't understand what they're talking about. They know what they're talking about, but so you can tell my life is definitely influenced by them quite a lot. That's one of the things that was kind of difficult for me at first, was learning how to adapt my life around theirs. I had been Mrs. Dude and I haven't had a kid in daycare 20 years at least. My son's 26. I'd put him probably 18 years, 17 years. But they're in daycare. They do great. They do preschool there. They love it. It's very nice because Mrs. Dude and I, my wife and I, we work from home, and we don't have to watch them because they're off at daycare. They come home, and we go immediately to cooking something. And they love to. We have a bunch of construction paper with watercolor, like water marker things that it erases. But anyhow, they'll make whatever on their construction paper, and I think that they'll take, like, say this is a dragon, or dinosaur, and they'll put it right there, and they'll kind of you'll see the teeth. That's but the rest of it, you're just kind of scratching your head, going, okay, I kind of see that. But it's just their interpretation. It's so cool to watch. It really is, and it keeps them busy. And then I'll hand them the burgers on a plate and hand them some Uncle Steve shake, and they'll shake, whatever they want on there. Yeah, the washable markers. Yep, thank God, because we had when we first got them, we were a little out of practice. We got them in October of last year. We're a little out of practice, so I had him crayons. Right. Well, the oldest one, he decided crayons look cool on walls. He goes around and did that on the walls, and then he went to my desk and crayon my desk. We've cleaned the walls, but my desk still has the crayon marks on it. I decided I wanted to keep that. I'll tell you what, never a dull moment. And these guys are just go, go, go. And you can't stop. I can't stop. If I stop, what kind of life is that going to give them? Our son, he's an amazing dad. But he works a lot, and he's in management training, and we support him 100%. That's why we have the boys a lot. It's a dream come true. I absolutely love being with my grandkids every moment of it. I could not imagine, now I could not imagine my life without them. Really. Really could not. And I hope I never have to. But like I said, they're 2 and 3.5, and they are so sharp. Exactly. I agree with you. I think I got pretty lucky with my wife. We've been married going on 32 years this year. And she has had health issues probably after the first stupid flies are back. 3 or 4 years after we got married, she started having health issues, and they carry on to this day. And they're slowly just kind of compounding. But at the end of the day, she gets right in there after her surgeries. She's in really good shape. She tries to take care of herself. She's on the treadmill every day, and she's go go go. But she does have times that she can't do it, and I get it. I get it. And for me, I'm go 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 all the time. I don't require a lot of sleep, and that's probably a good thing, especially with them, because our son Chris will come home. Excuse me, and he'll have them, but by excuse me, by 7:30, he's up off to work, and so here's Grandpa doing my thing, hanging out with the boys, and I could not imagine it any other way. And yeah, it's just the biggest thing is just accepting somebody for who they are. It hasn't been perfect, but I can't imagine myself without her, and I can't imagine myself without my children or my boys or my grandkids as a whole. Because we have 4 grandkids. One of the things our grandkids love to do is the Cuisinart 360ers. Kent, who was on earlier, the black roundstone. I found those McDonald's hash browns, right? The things shaped like that, and scrambled eggs. They love that and scrambled eggs. So we'll come out here first thing in the morning, 7:30, and cook up scrambled eggs and hash browns. It's every day, but that's what they love. That's what they eat it, and then by 8:30 they're off to daycare school, and then I'm off to work. But that's pretty much how my mornings start every day, and it'll happen tomorrow. Correct. They want it. They want perfect, and ain't nobody out there is perfect. They want perfect, and they want it right now. Now, I watched a thing or heard a thing yesterday, and I thought it was kind of fascinating. Speaking of people and the shortage of lifeguards that is occurring right now, and they attribute it to the phone. So that was kind of interesting, really, the phone. Well, when you're a lifeguard and you're on the phone, guess what? You're not watching the beach or the people. So, and most kids are the ones who are the lifeguards. So that's what they're struggling with is people finding a lifeguard who won't be on their damn phone for hours on end. Well, I got to tell you, James, I do plan on doing Friday nights again. Let me. It kind of they're not difficult for me. They're oh, see, next Friday's only supposed to be 86, so that'll work. So I'll probably go live next Friday as well. Now that my life is kind of smoothed out, I can get back into that which I enjoy, which is like conversations with you and other folks. And so, by request, Friday Night Lives will be back, and we'll see where it takes us from there. So, anyhow, you've heard me yak for 55 minutes now. Same with relationships, also. Yes, it is constant. It is constant. My wife and I tag team the boys as best we can because they can't be handled. I'm crying out loud. I'm 56 years old. Working on helping. The three of us are raising 2 little ones again, and they go with me a lot to Salt Lake City when my wife is in the hospital. They'll go with me, and they're great travelers. Oh my gosh, they love it. But when we go to Salt Lake City, the problem is they expect to stop along the way. And when it's just me, I'm not stopping. It's just we're going straight through. We change the littlest ones in diapers. So we will change a diaper, well, how often is needed. But if it's not bad, we try to change it about half. I try to change it about halfway. That way, when I pull into Salt Lake City and get to the hospital, I can change it right there again. Had a couple times where I've had to, take care of business and change it because the other one as well was in diapers at the time. But it is what it is, right? Somebody changed my diaper for years. I saw my aunt last October for the first time in 41 years. We figured it out. She lives in Mesa, Arizona. And it's funny because I took my son with me. Oh, Grumpus on fire. I was thinking time he showed up. And my son, I took him with me, and he's like, "Did you change my dad's diaper when he was a kid?" Oh, yeah, you change it all the time. Like, great. Oh, got Grumpus on fire. I should send Patrick a text saying, "Hey, we're live. Hop on." Gonna do that right now. Yeah, good old Grumpus. Let's see what Patrick's doing. Let's see if he shows his mug here. Grumpus, how you been since I last talked to you the other day? Always a pleasure. It's been James and I going back and forth here for good 30 minutes or so. I think Tom may be on here still. Lewis, he kind of comes in. There's Lewis. Yeah. Tea Master. I like Tea Master. Hot and pooped. I like Tea Master. I think I'm going to start calling Lewis Tea Master. That's a great name. Ah, hot and pooped, huh? Yeah, I imagine. It's pretty hot where you're at, Grumpus. Yeah. All right, Tea Master. All right. Yeah, we got Grumpus on here. We got Tea Master. We got James. I'm sure Tom's hanging out there. I know Mike, he had surgery recently, so don't think he'll be on. Probably past his bedtime anyway. Yeah, he's in Georgia. Those Georgia guys are go to sleep early. And sent Patrick a text. God, come on, Patrick. It's only like 1 o'clock where you're at. Hey, 122 in Melbourne. Yep. So he's probably working. That dude works morning, buddy. I know. All right, sounds good, Grumpus. Gives me time to grab another beer. Really busy with marching band. My high schooler had his first performance tonight. They rock. Oh, right on. I enjoyed the trumpet. I really did. But I got asked if I would play French horn. And I don't remember if I was excited about it or how I went. Chris from Eastwood Farms, yeah. Yep. So anyhow, I moved to French horn, and then I did marching band for one semester, my sophomore year in high school, and I played mellophone. Yep, Chris from Eastwood Farms, good guy. Him and his cat Jet. Yeah, he always had fun, didn't he, James? I mean, I remember sitting on here and he would start blasting music and taking requests, and then YouTube would take him down. And then 5, 10 minutes later, he'd be back up, going away, doing his thing, and then they'd take him down again, and he'd come back up. Or, I think he's got 2 or 3 names out there that he goes by. So I think that's one way he kind of found a way around it. But the good old days. And I know he like I said, he went live like last week or the week last week because we went and saw the latest Indiana Jones, and was just getting done at the theater. when he went live. I'm like, oh damn, I wish I could do it, because you never know where his lives are gonna go. You never. I miss his videos too, like where he had this. What was it, the cilantro that he blew up and shot at? I used to have a talk show a long time ago, and he was one of my guests, and he's actually got quite the story. A new names thing. I sent 1,000 kind of makes you scratch your head going, I wonder what that means. Because that's kind of cool. Like you look at uh, Grumpus on Fire, you're like, I wonder what that means. It just kind of makes you go, hmm. And I like that. I kind of like that. This cilantro, yeah. Yeah. Hashtag cilantro sucks, or hashtag team cilantro. Oh, we had fun with that. Oh my gosh, it's Zach from Brisket Medic. Hey, 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 what's going on? Saw you on Instagram the other day. Can't remember what you were cooking, but I remember I hit like and saw you. I see Brisket Medic a lot on Instagram. Although I haven't been posting on Instagram lately. I did there for a while, and it was super hot for a while for me on there. And same with Facebook, man. I went through 100 followers on Facebook in like 2 days, and I turned around 100 more the next day, and then it just went flat. And I was like, yeah, screw it. Hey, been good, Zach. How about yourself, man? Trumpet Master's now Tea Master. We have officially changed his name, Zach. It's Tea Master. Sheesh. Yeah, so I just went whoop, and it's just been kind of stuck there. But I haven't really done anything with it. Been focusing once again on YouTube, trying to build this up. I got to focus where I make money at, and this would be here and news break. Focusing on camps lately, been getting my butt kicked. Okay, Team Master. Yep. All right, Lewis. There you go. You are now officially Team Master. James says it. Zach says it. Grumpus says it. I'm sure if Tom's out there, he would agree. So there you go. So yeah, I played mellophone, and then I played French horn again, and then my junior year I got into partying big time. Actually, the end of my sophomore year I got into partying big time because my parents gave me their '70 Camaro that was sitting out front, and that would just kind of led me to a whole different world. I still have it; it's in the garage, about 100 pieces right now, being in the process of being torn apart to be restored. But that just opened up this whole new scope of the world for me, and they this was probably halfway through the second semester of my sophomore year. Well, yeah, Bill Grumpus, it's all in there somewhere. So anyhow, when it came time to sign up for next year's classes, believe it or not, I kid you not, the French horn line asked me not to be in marching band because all I wanted to do was have a good time. And so I respected that and moved on. But it's just kind of interesting. Is last summer, my wife is also a wedding photographer, and we're at a wedding, and there's this guy there, and I thought, damn, I know him from somewhere. So it finally dawned on me he was the section leader for my sophomore and junior year. So I went up and talked to him. He's like, "Oh my God, I remember you," and he goes, "I kind of feel bad for the way things went down." I go, "Don't. I didn't miss it a bit." Looking back, I wish I'd have stayed with it, but now, at the time, I got to kind of look at it from the perspective of who I was at that time, and I didn't miss it. And that's what it was, and we shook hands and said, made our peace with each other, and life was good. And then later on, throughout the night, we sat there and talked. and it was no big deal. You got to love it. Yeah, Newsbreak does. They've kind of changed things up a little bit though, because I know they decided to split something off from it. They went. They're starting to like shorts, and so I got uh, Rick from Rick's Barbecue and Specialties and Barbecue. I got him signed up, and somehow or another he got hooked up in the shorts, and they're not monetizing the shorts right now. And same thing happened with my wife, and same thing happened with another friend, is they got hooked up on the shorts end of it, and they're not monetized. But I got through Tom the keto cook. He got me signed up, and I've rocked it there. I got almost 12,000 followers, and make a couple bucks each month. A hell of a lot more than I do here. Hell of a lot more. I still couldn't make a house payment or car payment, but one month I could have. I could have made a car payment. That was December. That rocked. Holy crap. And I actually have a video I'm looking right now. It was my video on YouTube last week, and it was the grilled zucchini and pepper recipe, where I got 160 some views. And right now, and I released this one on Friday, so a week after. I'm usually about a week behind, and it's got 19,225 views on it. Same video, no difference whatsoever. So 160 views or 19,000, and you still make $2 plus per thousand views. Not bad at all. Are you on Newsbreak, Zach? All right, it's fly season here. I need another beer. Flies are killing me. Cheers, guys. I have not heard back from Patrick either, by the way. I'm guessing he's probably at work, which makes sense. My boy works a lot. Got my koozies. Those are my business cards. Doesn't work with a crap. We go out. I hand them out, to people that I meet. I love meeting people, right? So sit there and sit at a bar and BS. James, if you're off, cheers, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. Us Washingtonians will have to get back together again and chat. Or do you call it Washington? My parents call it Washington. Even my stepdad. Oh, yeah. Cheers. Yeah. Oh, I get what you mean. Duh, I'm a little slow. I've always called it Washington, but my parents call it Washington. And last time I checked, there's no R in Washington, but I think it's just a slang for them. If I get drunk, I think I call it Washington. So, James, we were in Washington 2 years ago. We shot a wedding in a place somewhere in Montana. Then we looped across down parts of Ida, just barely into Coeur d'Alene, just south of Coeur d'Alene, shot over to Spokane, down to Pullman. But on our way to Pullman, we cut off to go to Steptoe Butte because I hadn't been to Steptoe Butte probably since the mid 70s. And it was kind of cool. It was a clear day, and man, you could see Washington. Yeah, it was a clear day. I could see uh, Rattlesnake Mountain that's right there in the Tri Cities from up there. It was cool to see. Then we went to Pullman, where I went to school up until fourth grade, and then down to Lewiston, where I have a friend. We shot her pictures for her and her daughter, and then back to Boise. It was a great trip. It was fun. Some of the landmarks are are still there for Pullman, but like the first elementary. Oh, okay, yeah, Medical Lake, yeah. When we were in Cheney about, gosh, when was it? 2004, 2005. When in 19, we moved to Cheney in 72, and we lived there till 75. Then we moved to Benton City, Washington for the summer, and then Pullman, and then from lived in Pullman till February 78, and then down here to Boise, where my stepdad got a job at HP. And I don't remember what year it was in Cheney, but they were redoing the sidewalk. And on my way home from school, I put my hand in there and I put an MW, and it was still there. And that was kind of cool to see. But a lot of the landmarks had gone. Okay, yeah, it's cool. I love the Palouse area. It's so cool to check out. Just rolling hills, and I had forgotten. Like here's Steptoe Butte. It's all these rolling hills, and then all of a sudden this big massive butte right in the middle of these rolling hills. You get up to the top, you got to drive around it, right, to get there. Then you get up to the top and you look around, and it's just rolling hills everywhere, and they're golden because it's huge wheat area, big wheat area. Okay, well, somehow or another made it to Medical Lake, and the rest is history. Oh my goodness, it's Marcel. Marcel, how are you tonight, my friend? It gets later and later. More people stop by to say hi. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, since '94. Yep. I like the Spokane area. I do. I in 1974, I went to Expo 74. The last weekend it was open. Marcel, what have you been up to? How was the first week of school for the kids? Last time we talked, you were just getting ready to do that. Yeah, I remember going to Medical Lake once when we lived in Cheney. The only reason why I remember it is because that's my mom said my mom that her mom had passed away there. My grandparents used to drive up to the Tri Cities and pick me up. We'd go through places like Colville, Ritzville, just kids in school. My teenager always has. Oh yeah, yep, yeah. And with the two little ones in daycare, they bring home a lot of crap, and I tend to get it for whatever reason. Part of life. I remember driving through Colville and Ritzville, and I can't think of it. Is it 395 that highway that goes through Pasco and then up to Spokane? I think that's what it is. Yeah, I hope you don't either. Yeah, off to a great start, and I hope and pray you don't catch it, Marcel. Marcel, I heard from Patrick finally, and I've been to Ritzville a few times for football games. Okay, yep. I heard from Patrick finally, and he is working tons, but he tried to FaceTime audio me. I think it was Tuesday morning, but it was still pretty early here, and I didn't see it until I woke up, and I was like, oh, I missed the FaceTime from Patrick, and then I looked at my phone, and it was already like 11, 12 o'clock. Uncle Steve, we were just talking about you earlier too, and how the boys love to put Uncle Steve's. I have them. Matter of fact, they put the smoke bomb tonight on their burgers. So, Oh, a new evening schedule. Oh, I don't know. I did not know that. Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Whatever. I'm not even sure what he does, but anymore. I knew what he used to do, but yeah. So I have the boys. So as I was saying, is you got the two sides, and this side here, the little shaker side. So I open it for them, and then they go like this. And half the time, it's on the bar top or counter, but they love to do it, and I think their favorite is the Lucky Cow Shake, but I have it. I have this part kind of walled off so they can't get into it. And this one, the smoke bomb, happened to be on the top, so that's what I had them put on there, and they loved it. And then I actually put it on my shrimp for tonight, and it was very good. Good stuff. About time for me to make another order. I have a friend who does Texas. He's from Texas, but he lives here. Texas style brisket, so I need to put in an order because I want to get him some the competition cow shake and see what he thinks about it. But he does it kind of funny. He's almost I tried to explain to me how he does it, and I'm just like scratching my head. Like he starts off like a really super low temp for several hours, and his idea of low temp is like 150, 140, 150, and then he kind of slowly brings it up over time. And he says it's worth trying. And he does the same thing with his pulled pork. When I went there, it's actually our boy's daycare provider's husband, and he was making pulled pork last Friday, and I went, so good. But I'm a little stingy with mine. I don't like giving this stuff away, but I'll pump it all day long for you. Nah, the boys had a great time. It was good on shrimp. It's good on burgers. They had a blast, and they love doing it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I love about Uncle Steve. He's just right in there, right in with the crowd. He's probably, at least in the crowd that I hang with, Uncle Steve's probably the only shake provider that hangs out with us. And to me, well, Rick does. Rick does as well. And I do have some of Rick's product here, but I support those who support me. That's just the name of the game. Uncle Steve certainly has supported me. I got the flag right over here. It's get Now that I'm kind of changing things up, and now that I'm the grilling dude, not versus the dude's kitchen, the flag will go back up because I've kind of changed things around. Tell you what, that name change sure was a hit for me, and I asked around a little bit on that. Those shakes are good. Okay, well, hey, if he likes it, I say do it. Well, I certainly hope your brother's okay as well. I understand the health issues, but for me, of course, I changed the name, and I did it, and I actually kind of studied it, right? When it was the Dude's Kitchen and Grill, it was kind of almost generic. But when I changed it to the Grilling Dude, I think it really focused on what I do, right? I'm a griller. Grilling and barbecue go hand in hand, and I do some smoking, vape, but grilling and barbecue are my forte, and that's who it is, and boom, it kind of caught on. So forever the Grilling Dude. Oh, well, you just step up and say, "Hey, these are Uncle Steve's shakes, and Uncle Steve's got it going on, brother." I should do a commercial for Uncle Steve. Hi, I use Uncle Steve's shake day in and day out. It goes good on everything. What do you think, Uncle Steve? You want to hire me? Yes, more hits on grilling. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm trying. Come on, guys. I'm trying to get Uncle Steve to hire me. That'll help you, Uncle Steve. That'll sell you some product. Get that ugly mug on there. Sponsored by Uncle Steve's Shakes. Uncle Steve's probably dropped like, no. That's another thing I love about Uncle Steve too is you can tease him. Good egg. I get a lot more hits on grilling than the Dude's Kitchen and Grill. Just I think it's just that term, grilling. Right? People are gonna go do some grilling or barbecue because they just go hand in hand. Yeah, I've got a fan here. I've got a fan here. I got a fan. It's actually turned off over there, but I have misters back there. This fan right here will pick up that, and it just kind of. So I have a little herb garden, and one of the misters kind of comes over the herb garden so it can do its thing, and that fan picks it up and blows it over here. So it does make it worthwhile. But I would say in the last 10 minutes, it's really cooled off here. Let's see. Yeah, it's 81. But sure seems different. This guy's got any big plans for the weekend? We're taking the boys to. We have a brand new water park here in town. Water comes up to the floor, and then I'm with you there, James. 100%. Always spring. Then they got like buckets and that, and the water comes down. So we're going to take the boys to the water park tomorrow when it's 95 degrees out. Just some fun things. It's cheap. Boys enjoy that stuff. Grandpa certainly enjoys it. Uncle Steve, I saw Stevie in some of your pictures. Off to school, huh? Yeah, that's insane. And the smoke's just got to be bad. We have to have a fire around here too because I smelled smoke here when we got home last night, and I smelled it this morning and this afternoon. See, I saw Stevie in some pictures. Looks like she's off to school there, Uncle Steve. That's always a good thing. Oh yeah, Marcel, and you get it. You got little ones. I'm going through part two, and like I was saying earlier, Marcel, I'm 56 years old, and I've got two little ones again. But I couldn't imagine my life any different. Could not, in any way, shape, or form. And I think I would be heartbroken if something happened. They sure are fun. They're fun to travel with. They're fun to just be. As like I was telling James, I think I've lost like 15 pounds in the last year just chasing them around because they're they're 2 and 3.5, and they're boys, and they are just go go go. But they love to cook with Grandpa, and they love to sit at the bar. I like to say I'm teaching them bar etiquette. That they will. So I'm teaching them bar etiquette, and they'll sit here at the bar, and it's the bar has got a hard coating on it, so they could color on it all day, and I just go through and wipe it down. And I don't worry about it. And they come up here like if I'm cooking, like when I'm filming videos, as I was telling James earlier, Marcel, when I'm cooking, when I'm doing videos, they'll sit up here off to the side of the bar. And okay, James, sounds good. And they've got construction paper or just paper, whatever, and they've got the little water marker coloring crayon things. And they just go to town, and they're having a good time. And then the youngest one has figured out how to turn the misters on. And we have some lawn chairs over here on the other side. And so, like I say, you give him a sippy cup, him and his 3-year-old brother, and they look like a couple old men at a beach, man. They're just kicked back. So they got their feet on the table. They're just kicked back, jabbering away because they got their own language. And the only time they ever get up really is if they want to get some more juice or decide they want to go play in the kiddie pool or whatever. Yep, there's one of them right there. Hi, monkey. But they are certainly a lot of effort, but they're great. They're good travelers. They've gone with me and Gene to Salt Lake City many times. They love to go visit their great grandpa in Pocatello. and he's got a ranch, as they've got room to run around and just wear them out. And like we were in Salt Lake City, we just got back yesterday, and they love to hang out at the pool there at Little America. They've got their life vests on, and we kind of push them around and have a good time. But it's a far cry from who I was a year ago. And it's funny because Gene and I were thinking about selling everything and just traveling, because our jobs are mobile and just traveling. And then these guys came into our lives, and I couldn't imagine it any other way. Yeah, it is. But I'll tell you what, even at 56, it's awesome. And Gene and I, we trade off, and then when their dad gets them ready in the morning for daycare, and then I feed them breakfast, take them off to daycare. They go from Monday through Friday, and it's a preschool as well, and they do their things. Oh, it is. It's never a dull moment. These guys are just, I don't know. They'll take a stick and make a toy out of it, and you're just like, okay. I was telling James earlier that you take you they'll bring their dinosaurs out here, and they'll put them on the bar, and then they'll try to draw them. And then you can kind of get the teeth out of it. The rest of it, you're kind of scratching your head, going, "Yeah, okay, okay, that sounds good to me." Oh, here's Patrick. He just sent a text. Sorry, cuz I'm not long out of bed and off to work soon. Oh man. All right. I told him, all right, enjoy. But Patrick's off to work. Certainly get it. As long as he enjoys this job over the other one, more power to him. More power to him. And James sent 1,000. He's off fighting. He's got fires in his area. It sounds like fairly close to his home. Ah. Yeah, exactly. You give these guys a box. They play for hours with it. Who cares about the toys, right? I think so. He seems much happier. He's just always busy, and that's kind of a bummer. But you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you give them a big box, or even any kind of box. We get an Amazon delivery. It's like you take the stuff out, and you take the little plastic poppers and pop it with them. They love it, and then give them the box, and they're play. But the bigger the box, the more fun they're going to have. Oh, it's just like hours on end. You're just like, dang. And then they start tearing it up or it breaks down, and they're like kind of bummed because then you have to, your break's over. So, well, guys, I've been here for an hour and a half talking. Love seeing everybody. I love catching up. Oh my guys, I've been here for an hour and a half talking.
What's going on, guys?
Love seeing everybody. I love catching up. We got an echo. Oh my guys,
Hey.
There we go.
There we go. Gotcha.
There we go. Yep, still an echo.
You still got an echo from me?
I don't know.
Let me make sure I got things shut off. Got that shut off.
You got some wood there behind you.
How about now? Are we good?
How about now? No, maybe it's me.
You sound good to me on my end.
Huh. I don't know. Something weird going on.
I think I got everything shut off over here. I'm not hearing an echo from either one of us on my end.
It's just me. Yeah, Grumpus is in the woodshed tonight.
I'm in the wood pile. That's right.
How about you guys? You guys hearing an echo? It's got to be me.
Hey, Marcel.
Always good seeing Marcel.
Yeah. Marcel's good people.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, I see Uncle Steve was here.
Yep. Came by, say hi.
Turned my
Wait,
back for 10 minutes. Look what happened.
I know. It's
Is
on my end. Okay.
is Brisket Medic still here? Is Zach still here?
I haven't seen Zach.
Okay. I guess I'm caught up. So it sounds like you've been wearing your tennis shoes out.
Gentlemen.
Mojo.
I was feeling special. Now you let anybody on.
Oh, yeah. Good to see you guys. I just wanted to jump up here real quick. I don't know who's got an echo.
I guess me. And I don't know why.
But wanted to say hi real quick.
Is it gone? Can you hear me? How about now?
So you go in there?
How about now?
Is it an echo or a reverb?
Yeah, it's an echo.
$50.
I don't have any other browsers open. How's that?
I've closed it. Still
I got
there.
everything shut off except StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what I've got. With all of Marcel's instructions. You sure don't have anything hidden.
She's pointing the finger at you, Mike.
I know.
Mike did it. I just got here.
Community. There's a lot of
Mojo, you been doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I just want to come up for a second. Take off. Busy, man. As you know, Grumpus, got a lot going on.
Did you get moved?
Oh, yeah.
How you liking the new place?
I'm in Washington State still until January.
Oh, till January. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Is this echo me or is it? Because I heard it before I came up.
I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay.
You're the only one hearing it.
I'm muted, but I can still hear myself.
Well, Mike, bump me out. See if it goes away.
How about now? I'm good. Oh.
My favorite time is 9 to 11.
How about now?
Testing. Oh, I'm good.
I can hear you just fine.
Yeah. So was it Grumpus?
Might be. Let's add him back. You're back. I can hear myself again.
Everything's good.
Grumpus. It's you, my friend. Wait.
Well, hang on a minute.
Sounds like Patrick's working the night shift these days. That's what he just told me.
Okay, how's that?
Grumpus.
He just muted his mic.
Yeah.
How about now?
How about now? A little bit.
I can.
Yeah, the echo. So when you put your mute, when you mute, it's not there. See, like, it's fine now.
Yeah.
So I got some kind of a loop back.
Think so.
Let me try it. Another. How about now?
Testing.
Testing.
Got an echo.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why would mine be affecting?
See, when you put it on mute. See, now I'm not hearing an echo.
Yeah, he's on mute right now.
Yeah.
Grumpus?
Well, this is a head scratcher.
Did you go in your settings?
Here, I'm going to cut you out and then try to come back in.
Yeah, let me do that.
Grilling dude, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself, Mojo?
You know, I've just been a busy guy, man, and my family is away in Mississippi. I'm here in Washington State.
Yeah.
Get to go over there in a few weeks, and for a couple weeks, and then I come back here.
Aren't you
And,
in the Seattle area, if I remember correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm originally from the Tri-Cities.
Okay.
I was
Yeah,
born and
over
raised
Eastern
there.
Washington.
Yeah, and then James from 1000. He's
Uh-huh.
from Spokane.
Oh, Spokane, huh?
Yeah, Spokane. Yes. Yep. He's from
Yeah.
that area. So
Nice. So where are you at now?
Boise, Idaho, just outside of it, a little town called Stark.
Boise. Nice. There you go.
Boise
It's a good state. It's getting swamped with people right now.
It really is. You know, it's like I tell people, I'm not a native, and everybody's got to be from somewhere.
Right?
So, if you want
I mean, I was born in Oakland, California,
there you go.
and I lived most of my life up here.
I find it interesting that people in Idaho will complain about Californians, Washingtonians, Oregonians, etc.
Yeah.
But they won't bitch when it comes to selling their house, and they made a boatload off of it.
Yes, I know. Their market's going to skyrocket.
Yeah.
I love the northern Idaho. I love it up that way.
Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah. Well, farther north. Well, hey, I don't hear an echo.
I don't.
Don't hear an echo now?
No.
Nope.
All right, I shut Firefox down, started it back up.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it.
So are you talking about like Sandpoint?
Yeah, when you're going up towards Canada, up that way. Yeah, it's beautiful up that way.
The only YouTuber I've met in our community is Jill from Yester Kitchen, and she lives in Sandpoint.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Has passed away. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Janet Castro.
Uh-oh. Somebody's got something going on in the background.
Yeah, I've just turned it down just now.
Are you turning
Oh,
it
gotcha.
down?
What was that,
Now
Tom? What was that, Tom?
I'm getting yelled at by my niece here. Hey, like I said, Grumpus, hey, I'm in Washington State still. I got about until January until my family's over there in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Are you moving?
I'll be over there in a few weeks, and then be there for a couple weeks, and then I come back, and then after 3 or 4 weeks, I go back over there, and then back and forth, and then finally January will hit, and I'll be like, "See you later, Washington State."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Are you driving through Boise on your way down, or are you flying?
Oh, I'm flying.
Okay, every time?
That was going to happen.
Nice.
What happened?
Tokate died.
Who's Tokaday? Do you know who Tokaday is?
Tokate.
No.
It's a whale, I guess. That's what my sister's.
Okay.
Not spicy. Hear it.
I'm getting yelled at again.
Does she have
So
a mute
so
button?
back and forth till January. Okay.
You need to get a mute button for her, okay?
Oh, a mute button for her. I know, right? I mean,
Talk about my mama like that.
this is her. This is her house, so I got to be good.
Mojo got a lot of background noise.
Oh, that's too much. Yeah. No, I'm not going to Boise. And when I leave and drive out there, it's going to be in January. So I'm going to head to California and across that way. So I
Okay.
can try to avoid the mountains and stuff.
Gotcha. I don't blame you one bit there.
So, but yeah, man, I would have stopped and said hi. Definitely.
Next time.
My brother is over by Boise. I want to say,
Okay.
yeah,
What town do you know?
just outside of Boise. He's got a couple acres there and built a couple houses.
Okay. Yeah, that's what
And,
people know.
Yeah,
People love
Grumpus, sir,
Sir,
good to see you, man.
good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. It's difficult. I have two videos to post that are on my phone I did it with my phone,
Well, you're ahead of
and
me,
I'll
too.
post them.
That's how I film it.
The live Saturdays are hard, because just where I'm at, and I don't have a grill. I have a stove thing, and that's it.
I think she's in the
So,
bathroom.
hey, nice talking to you guys. I'm gonna
You
jump
too.
off of here.
All right, Mojo.
Seeing you.
Thank you for stopping
Um,
by.
You
All right,
betcha,
bye-bye.
definitely, anytime,
All right.
anytime.
Let's
Man.
talk to you later, man.
Yeah, you guys have a good weekend.
We'll see you.
Bye bye.
Grumpus, what else is going on? I see you got a bunch of wood behind you.
It has just been so stinking hot here.
Oh,
It's hard to stay motivated to do anything.
yeah.
We
We
been
have-
a busy week. I had a AC company come in and rip out all my ductwork, rip out the plenum, re-engineer the whole layout, and reinstall new ducts and stuff this week.
Okay.
Which meant Sunday. They started Monday, then they blew in insulation Tuesday. But Sunday, I had to get up in the attic and clear out about 40 years worth of crap.
Yeah.
It was 127 degrees in the attic.
Damn.
And I
That's
was
no
good
fun.
for about 5 minutes and had to take about a 15-minute break.
Yeah. That's hot. My attics. No thanks.
I
Man.
don't know why we put so much crap up in the attic. Why do we do that?
That's a good question. I don't know.
About 90% of it was Christmas junk.
Junk. Yeah. You don't even use anymore.
So we've come to the conclusion nothing's going back up. If it's deemed attic worthy, it's going to the curb. That's what I'd rather buy new Christmas crap every year than
No
have to
kidding.
pack it away and carry it up the stairs.
Yeah. Well, I did just get confirmation from Patrick, and Marcel pegged it, that he is working nights.
Oh, is
Right
that
now.
what he's doing? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah, me neither. So I'm not even sure what he's doing these days. He was working for a cleaning company for a long time, and he used to send me pictures of toilets, flushing toilets. And it'd be like, and they do. They go backwards from
Hey,
here.
whatever you do the best you can.
Exactly. And I'm just like, at first I'd be scratching my head like, what the hell? And they go, that's a clean looking dunny, cuz. What the
Dunny?
hell's a dunny? But that's what they call toilets there. Fake. Yeah, we have a fake Christmas tree too, but we're getting a real one this year. My wife has already decreed that.
Yeah, I found two fake trees in the attic. And we haven't even put a tree up in the last 3 years. It's just me and her.
Yeah.
And we look at each other. We're going to do a tree this year. And I said, well, are you going to go get the stuff down out of the attic? She said, nah. So maybe next year.
Definite no. Yeah, with us having the little ones again, we took the fake one out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, it's sitting right there. But we took it out and put it up. But my wife has decreed, as long as the little ones are here, it's going to be a real tree. And a couple years from now, they're not going to care. But
They probably don't care now.
no, 2 and 3, they don't even know what it is. All I know is they got a bunch of crap that they can open up, and
That's it.
And-
That's what matters.
yeah, like Marcel said, you give them a big box, and they could have like the coolest thing inside this box, and all they want is the box.
Yeah.
You could have
I remember those days.
you could have like a Jeep or a tank, and all they care about is the box. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, if we put a tree up, we'll decorate it, and I'll just take the whole tree out to the curb.
There you go. Love it. I miss the Friday nights. We had so much fun back in the day.
Yeah. I was going to jump on tonight, and I thought, well, shoot, I see Mike's up. I don't have to now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think I can see
Hey.
Fridays. What's that?
Did you check out EV Mux? What was it the other night we were on, and you were talking about paying for a subscription for StreamYard or not paying for it?
Not paying for it. So what?
EV Mux is a StreamYard competitor, and you can have up to 12 guests
Yeah,
at
look at that.
1080p on the free plan.
Oh wow, because this is 720 here, right?
It's kind of a
Yeah.
It's kind of a splitting It's right. It's on the fence between StreamYard and OBS. You can do
Okay,
a lot of fancy, cool stuff with it.
there they are. EV Mux,
It's a
MUX.
new kid on the block, but I'm really liking it. I've been goofing around with it for a little while.
Okay. Well, I just saved it to my favorites. That way I can take a look at it.
But that'll
And
sure let you have more people on here than what you have.
yeah, back in the day, we could pull them in, but lately it, maybe taking a year off. People are like, yeah, screw that guy. Or maybe now that I'm the
No.
grilling dude, they don't know.
I think with the past few years, people got out of their rhythm.
Yeah.
Because I looked at the live streams and the stuff going on online, stuff like that, just like I do my TV shows. And certain night was this, certain night was that, and you could count on them. And people got, they got looking for jobs and trying to keep their jobs, got out of the rhythm. And
Yeah. Speaking of jobs, are you retired yet?
no, there's no reason to retire.
I like it.
I could, but it's like I was telling somebody the other day. I said, why would I wake up in the morning and decide, okay, today I'll just stop my paycheck?
You got a point. my stepdad was 71 and a half when he retired. And similar deal.
The day will come when I can't get up or it hurts
Yeah.
to get up or something like that, and then it'll be time. But right now, there's no reason to. You still collect your Social Security.
That's true.
So there's no reason why you can't. It was like I told my wife the other day. She was asking. She said, "Well, could we make it on Social Security?" And I said, "Well, we're fixing to find out because I'm going to bank the other check."
I like it.
And that's going to worry her to death.
You could take that other check though and move it into something, right? Tax deferred, or
You can have it automatic deposited someplace else and just forget it's there, and just redo your budget and make it on Social Security.
Yeah, for you could max out your 401k plus do that. What I can't remember, Roth or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mars. Yeah, that's kind of what I wonder. My biggest concern is for me is both of my biological grandparents, once they hit 67, they both retired at 67. They retired, but then they became sedentary, and they both died at 73.
I know quite a few people that as soon as they retired, it didn't take long at all. They were gone. You got to stay active, keep your mind sharp, have something to do. I think most people, whether they'll admit it or not, they got to have some kind of a purpose.
Correct.
In order to have any self-importance at all.
It's funny you mention that because my dad retired at 66. He'll be 80 in October. And he bought a 56 Chevy two-door hardtop.
Nice.
And has been restoring it for about the last 10 years. But the last 2 years, he's kind of really laid off doing it. And it's probably 75% of the way done.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen cognitively and physically him go down. And I can't really pinpoint something, but I have to wonder if it's because he quit working on his car as much as he did.
Well, you probably feel it just same way I do. You get your recovery, your soreness and recovery is a little bit slower, and your flexibility isn't what it used to be. And I think when you slow down, that stuff sneaks up on you, and before you know it, you've lost it.
Yeah. You could also pinch a nerve. Put that up there. Yeah. I don't know. I often thought that 59 and a half, and that's what we've been saving up for to do is retire. But I don't see it really, especially with having the boys, a 2 and a 3.5-year-old in our lives now. I seriously don't see that happening. And I got a good job. I do. And I pretty much, I pull my weight and then some. And I like the people I work with. They like me. Same with my boss, vice versa. What's the point?
Well, you'd have to almost make something up to quit.
That's true. and it ain't going to be YouTube. I ain't making enough money
Oh,
off
I mean,
YouTube.
I've had a lot of sucky jobs, and one I've got now sucks the least of all of them.
There you go.
I
I've worked
shut
for
it off.
I've worked for the same company for 38 years.
Wow.
And I started in retail with Albertsons. And I started as bakery cleanup boy, 17 years old.
My first job was bakery cleanup.
Yeah, a good job actually, because you got to eat the chocolate chip cookies, man, the raw ones.
Hey, I learned how to make wedding cakes and make
Did you?
breads and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that job.
yeah, it was a good job. I enjoyed it too. And then I went to checking, work nights, worked my way up through the ranks, became third person, which is right, third, second from the top. My wife got sick, and we had our son, and so I stepped down. And then I went to the corporate office in '99 and worked IT ever since. And I pretty much have had the same IT job since '99. Different bosses, maybe a little different angle at it, but same job. And I love it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Now, like I said, mine sucks the least of all of them I've ever had. I mean, it's not physical. You know, sometimes I go home and I'm wore out like a dog chasing my tail. I've worked all day and haven't gone anywhere.
Hmm.
But you know, I'm not cutting myself up anymore, and I'm not
Yeah.
picking up boxes.
Yeah. Wow. 85. My mom
It's
misses
still
me.
work. No matter any way you look at it, it's still work. We don't get up and go to holiday.
No, no,
Not a one of us.
it is work. You're right. And you are expected to do XYZ, and that's what you do. But at the end of the day, it's a job. But I would love if YouTube would have ever caught on for me. I'd love to do it full time, but I don't ever see that happening.
No, not the way things are going. I mean, if I could get the hobby to support itself, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would
But
be
I
way
never
cool.
got in it thinking I was going to get rich or replace the job I have or anything like that.
Yeah. My goal for YouTube was always to be able to supplement my retirement.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah. And I YouTube, I don't make much. It's Newsbreak where I make a little bit, but nothing. Like I was
That's what
saying
I
earlier,
heard. Yeah.
yeah, I can't make a house payment off it. I could have made a car payment once in December of last year. I made quite a lot, but for the most part, it's a little here, a
So,
little there.
so what's the news break? Is that videos just like YouTube?
It is, but they've changed it. It's almost. Tom and I were kind of discussing this not too long ago. It's like there's a grandfather thing. Like if you get into Newsbreak now, because I know Rick from Rick's Barbecue and Specialties,
Yeah.
he signed up under me. My wife did, and my friend Kirk did, and they can only do shorts. Whereas I signed up with Tom, and we can do long form video and shorts. And it's just like there's no money to be made off of shorts on Newsbreak, but you can off of the long form.
Right.
Like I got a video that's done 19,000 views in a week, and the
Nice.
same video that I had on YouTube got 160. And I'm still making $2.2 every 1,000 views,
Yeah.
and that's almost identical to what I'm making off of YouTube. So where are you gonna focus on? Plus,
Well,
I have almost.
that's like what is it, Odyssey?
Hmm.
Patrick just took it by storm.
Yeah, he did, but I don't know
I
if he's
think
doing it anymore. He got me signed up in it.
Well, I mean, I've got my anytime I upload to YouTube, it automatically populates Odyssey.
Okay.
But I haven't been on it enough myself to even know what it's all about.
Yeah.
All I know is I got like 20 subscribers or followers or whatever they call it. I don't know.
Yeah. On Newsbreak, I have over 11,000 followers,
Excellent.
and here just had a on news. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Tom, but I'll take the same video. I'm usually about a week behind, so I'll take the same video that I do on YouTube. A week later, I'll put it on to Newsbreak, and then but it's a crapshoot, just like anything else. I mean, is it going to take off or is it not? Who
Yeah.
knows? You know, mine was grilled zucchini and peppers, and like I said, 160 views here, but on there over 19,000. Why? I have no idea.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Well, that's why I tell everybody: just have fun making the videos and forget all the other stuff because it'll run you crazy.
That's what I'm getting back into. Is just having fun. So I just had one turn 38.9. Very nice, Tom. My highest was 40,000 views on a video on Newsbreak. So good for you, Tom, with that. That's amazing. But I don't know why. And here's the other thing with Newsbreak. You take that, so you release a video, right? And it goes, and it starts petering out. So you change the name of it. Like maybe it was originally, I think mine was grilled zucchini it was garden fresh grilled zucchini and peppers. It didn't do shit. But the second I changed it to just grilled zucchini and pepper recipe, it took off. So anytime you go in and change the name, it's almost like it's a brand new video and they start populating it out there. So theoretically, you can take every video.
If you change the name, does that reset it back to 0?
No, it keeps it at 19,000 or 261 views or whatever.
Okay.
It just
shifts gears,
populates it back out into the Newsbreak universe as if it is a new video, and they show it to new people, I guess. So like I said, the same video, 3 days later, I got 150 views. So I changed the name to grilled zucchini and peppers recipe, and I go on vacation, and I come back tonight and look at it. It's got over 19,000 views, whereas before it had maybe 160, 170, nothing. Like, cool. It shocked me how many, like over 5,000 views one day. It's like, damn. So Tom asks, has AI helped on Newsbreak? No. I always thought AI was doing really good, but lately it seems like AI. Al, yeah. Al sucks.
Who's Al? Is he a new guy in the group?
He is, yeah. I thought Al was doing really good, and then it just like died. Newsbreak's a crapshoot. You don't know. And, on YouTube, I tried the same idea with, especially with the grilled zucchini, and I got like 3 more views out of it. But then again, it's like, a little fish in the kitchen. It's easier to be a big fish in a little pond than vice versa.
Yeah.
A big fish in a big pond. You want to be the big fish in a big pond, but Newsbreak has, how many is it, Tom? Is it like 45 million subscribers, where YouTube has over 1 billion? And I don't know what YouTube does, it like 1 billion views a day or something.
It's some ridiculous amount.
Exactly. And I don't know what Newsbreak does. As far as I know, they've never released it. They started out paying you $1,000 a month for your videos, I think is what it was. And then they cut that, and then they cut it some more, and they cut this, change this. And then Tom hits me up the end of July last year and says, hey, you got to try this. And I'm not kidding, Grumpus. Within a month, I am monetized on that thing. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. This is insane.
So they paid a flat rate?
No, they do it by milli, just like YouTube does.
Okay.
And it's a certain amount. Just depends upon, like sometimes you can get 4.5 per milli or 2.2 or less. Just depends upon how hot the video is and what people are willing to pay for it, etc., or subscribe or advertisers. And I think that's probably set up similar to YouTube. Yeah, shorts don't do crap. I didn't release a video this week because I haven't quite finished editing it yet. It's just right there. Been on vacation. I said, screw it. I'm not going to do it. So I did a real quick video saying I'm on vacation. There won't be a video this week. And I did it in a short format and it bombed. Oh, well. All right, James. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Good night, James.
Yes, very much. Yep. until next time, we're going to try again, hopefully next Friday. So we'll see you then. Yeah. Well, other than that, just been, that's where I spend my money or my time. Now,
Yeah.
I was hitting Instagram and Facebook pretty hard in June. And like I was saying earlier, on Facebook, I had 100, I have, God, I have to look now. But in 2 days, I got 100 more followers. And then I turned around and did it again in a day. And then it just went flat. And I'm kind of scratching my head like, why? And something similar happened on Instagram, and then it just went flat. And so I really haven't done much.
Yeah, I haven't
with
done
those.
anything on Instagram. I finally under pressure, I set up an Instagram account thinking that maybe I could direct traffic over back to YouTube, but it,
Doesn't
it
work for
looked
me.
like it looked like another just something else I got to maintain.
That's kind of what it
I
is.
think I've got 2 pictures posted. That was it. They were
Oh,
test
gotcha.
pictures, and I
hmm
haven't touched it since.
I have what is called, where the hell is it?
I got my hands full with YouTube already. I don't need. I don't know how everybody keeps track of all these different social medias.
It can drive you nuts, man. There's so many out there, right?
It just
I
looks
can't
like more
think of
work.
it. Yeah. What I did is I have a thing where it directs everybody. Linktree. I do Linktree, and I'll put that out there, and it kind of like here, and you'll have one here eventually. This is my business card, right? But that
Nice.
QR code takes you
Yeah.
to Linktree,
So
and
link tree.
Linktree,
Let me write that down. And what do you do with it?
and it's just a jump off point that you can have like your YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and it's one spot where people can go, oh hey, he's got Facebook, so they just click on that link, and it
Oh,
takes you off to
okay.
Facebook.
So that could
But
take the place of a personal web page where you've got a directory on it.
correct, but it's spelled linktr.ee.
Or dot.
EE. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tom wants to know if you opened the box.
Not his box.
Okay.
No, I finally opened some boxes that I've had brought in here that I'd bought 6 months ago.
How funny. Well, you could have a. I've got this thing, the olive oil over here from Tom and Marie. It's awesome.
But I'll get it, Tom. It's supposed to be 106 here Sunday, so maybe I'll just spend the day in the house and find that box.
Start opening up all the boxes you got. Yeah, funny. It's supposed to be 79 here on Sunday. Oh, and because that hurricane that's coming into California,
Yeah,
and we're supposed to get the residual, so it'll be what are the tropical depression at that point. But
they're
it's here for
predicting
2 days. Yeah.
they're
Oh,
predicting Sunday
I'm looking forward to it.
106. That's actual temperature. I think the
Wow.
heat index is fire.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got like for us, I don't know if you can see that, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be really nice. And I'd take 79 any day, year round if I could get away with it.
Well, Tom, why don't you jump on up?
Yeah, he's on pain meds. He's
He,
being a wimp.
well, that ought to be entertaining then.
I agree. 100%. There you go, Tommy.
Get him up here all medicated and in his wife beater and
Tom. Yeah. Have you watched their show now that they've added Lee? What a great trio
that was a nice addition.
Yeah. Very good and very
And
cool to see.
probably gave Lee something to do too.
Yeah. Lee's a great guy.
Yeah.
Really enjoy Lee. He and I text quite a lot in the last 3 or 4 months, just kind of really gotten to know Lee. And so I'm thinking about going to Alabama in February. It was February. Now it's April, middle of April, to Myron Mixon's attending his class, and it's a
Oh,
two
yeah?
and a half day class. Starts Friday with a dinner at his house, and then they do a whole hog one day, Saturday, and then they start into briskets while they're doing the whole hog, etc., and then they finish up Sunday. But
That'll be a blast.
my best friend lives about 30 minutes from Myron's house, so he's going to pick me up at the airport in Atlanta. I want to see Mike if I do this in Atlanta, spend an afternoon with him, and then uh, so I looked at airline flights, and I have Alaska, and I've got 60,000 points. It'd be a piece of cake round trip. And so I thought, if I had time, Steve's going to drive me everywhere, and he's going to take the class with me. If I have time, I'd love to go meet Lee because that's just up the road, basically. Be a little road trip. Just kind of hang out. I'm stuck in bed, can't walk. I'm in bed more than the happy hour hooker.
More than a happy hooker.
Nice.
Oh, so he's doing boogered up his leg then. That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Is that
Like I
right,
said,
Tom?
he said he had an MRI just recently.
Ah, okay.
And Mike
Okay.
had surgery on one of his wings.
Mike who?
Ketorific Mike.
Oh,
Mike Ware. Yeah, I think he just had arm surgery. So somehow or another, I got put onto this text thread between Lee, Mike, and Tom, and they talk about what they got going on. Right? I'm not going to give any indications, but I'm really looking forward to this week's. All I'm going to say. And so I become the executive producer. Well, you know what an executive producer does? Nothing.
I
So
want
that's a
that
perfect,
job.
yeah, exactly. That's a perfect job for me. So I'm the executive producer.
See, that's
It's-
my job here, but that means I do everything.
yeah,
Well,
I'll just,
you're a one-man band too, aren't you?
yeah, I'll just put on there the executive producer approves. Yeah, it's more like a rubber stamp. Although I did agree to do a couple commercials for him, and I think I got some really cool ideas. Pinch nerve. Okay. I think I got some cool ideas for him. And we got stuck on this thing once. We were talking about, remember I had that spoof Patty Joe beer? I got one around here
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
So, and I don't have any of the koozies in them. I got one koozie left, so I kept it. Maybe I'll redo those. But anyhow, we got into Patty Joe shakes. Started talking about Patty Joe shakes and rubs and all the different things you could do with a Patty Joe rub. Good old Patrick. I so badly want to meet him one of these days.
Yeah, I would love to go down there sometime.
Yeah.
That would be a fun trip. Meet
It
him
really
and
would.
Radio Jonesy.
Oh, Radio Jonesy. Yeah, he's in Tasmania.
Maybe even find Taz Daz.
Yeah, he's down there too. And
Yeah.
Taz. So Patrick wants to retire in Hobart, which is in Tasmania. And so we were talking about a year ago. As soon as COVID was over and things settled down, etc., that I was going to go do a trip there, and then he was going to reciprocate the next year. And he was like, I really want to take you to Tasmania, to Hobart, where I want to retire. I think you're going to love this place, and I just want to visit. I thought, hell yeah, I want to go to Tasmania. Why the hell wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, life got in the way. Now I've got
Yeah.
a 2 and a 3.5-year-old. What do you do?
All the have tos get in the way of the want tos.
Exactly. But if I didn't have the 2 and 3-year-old, there's a good chance I would be doing a lot more traveling.
Well, you never know what holds the future.
You don't. And they're good travelers. These kids just love to get in that car and go. And they both have the upright car seats so they can watch what's going on. And
Yeah.
we're traveling. We like to make stops like at waterfalls and cool bridges. And there's all sorts of stuff here in Idaho that you can see. And the funny thing is, I've seen this stuff 5 times in the last year with them, but they love it. I can look at the same waterfall over and over and over again, and they love it. It's brand new to them.
Well, that's very fortunate if they're good in the car on long trips.
Yeah. if I'm traveling, that's with Gene when I have Gene in the car. But if it's just the boys and I, then it's a straight shot down there. And when they were both in diapers, of course, they have different bodily function times.
Of
So
course.
you fortunately now the rest areas have family restrooms, so you just throw them in there and do your business. But now that just the little ones in diapers, it's kind of nice he's because his big brother is potty trained or very close. He's entertaining that idea, so he holds it. And so
Yeah,
now
well,
we're just down to one time.
you get that box that said it's good for like 16, 18 pounds. That way you don't have to stop in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Now I have to pee. Yeah, that's why I said that, Tom. Yep.
So I
But
guess Tom's not been playing any music on the weekends.
guess not. He was thinking about starting an Eagles tribute band. That would be fun to watch. I'd have a good time with that. Good old Tom.
Yeah, there's another one's retired and busier than he ever has been.
Yeah, that's good though.
Oh yeah, he appears to love it.
Yeah, he's got his band. He's got cooking galore. He's got his talk show. Life's good for him. Him
Yeah,
and Mike. Mike's retired too, and they're just Mike's pumping out the videos like mad. So good for them.
I need to get some videos. I got to tell you, it has been so stinking hot this year. I normally have my pit fired up, 2-3 times a month, and it's probably been 5 months since I started that thing.
Wow. It's I've got all my stuff behind me, but I've got the misters. I just turn it on, and I've got a little herb garden. It's got basil and crap like that in there, and one of the misters is right over it. So I put a fan that picks up that mist and just blows it this way. And 15 degrees is a huge difference from 100.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, and it is nice. But after about 45 minutes, you got this like coating of water.
Like dew.
Yeah, I wipe it down and keep going. But I ended up sealing my bar top with that. They call it bar sealer. It's clear.
Is there like an epoxy?
Yes, that's what it is. Thank you.
The 2-part.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll tell you what, it has been so nice because the boys, they come here and they color their little watercolors, or even if they have a crayon, they can mark all they want. Hey, wipe it down. Who cares, man? And it's hard. Like, it's hard stuff. And it's really cool because I saved all the little cracks and everything that are in the bar. You can see where it was starting to get a little weathered, whatever. I saved all that.
Okay, just smooth right over top of it, huh?
Right over the top. Yep.
Yeah.
This is perfect. Love it. I still have to do one more layer this side. So I did 2 over there. And so it kind of goes like this, and then just a little bit, and it's a little rough there.
Uh-huh.
And then it's smooth, and then there's like a little rough patch right here and one right back there where I just take some really fine grit sandpaper, sand it down, and then I'm going to just do one more coat over it at some point.
Yeah, but that stuff self-levels, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yep. Unless your grandson takes a stick and starts trying to write his name in it, then you got to get a little bit of problem. Now he found a big stick and he's like tapping on top of it while it's drying. But no, so I had to grab the blowtorch and kind of just smooth that stuff out.
Yeah, I was hoping to get my outdoor cooking area this summer, but it's other things have jumped in line, so maybe next year.
Yeah, when it gets too hot, what's the point? That's why we put the misters up. And the boy,
I like the heat. I hardly ever complain about the heat, but it just hits so fast and so early this year. I mean, we were in triple digits in June.
My boys, they'll take their sippy cups and sit underneath the misters and drink their water. They found that they love water. So,
great.
Yeah, it just put a little bit of flavoring in it. Like you can buy the little Tang things at the store and just a drop or 2 of it in there. It just changes it enough that they love it. A couple drops of that stuff, mix it up, go have fun, guys.
Yep.
And they dig around here worms and all sorts of crazy things. They're always digging into something and finding this, that, and
You have to stake them out an area, let them turn that ground over for you before you plant it.
there you go. Yeah. Well, I was getting ready to lay some sod on this side, and we have a rock, an area where there's just a bunch of lava
Yeah.
rocks. Kind of find out they were taking the lava rocks out of there and then putting it into this area where I was going to put the sod down. So I'm glad I didn't buy the sod. I just left it. And I kind of thought this is going to be a cool barrier for them because they're not going to walk across that
Yeah.
lava rock. They could care less. They walk around it, they kick it out of the way, whatever. Now that they've got Crocs, they just walk right over it. They don't care.
Yeah, years ago, some of my neighbors, we'd hang around out in my backyard, margaritas, that kind of stuff in the evening.
Ugh.
A few of them had kids. Well, I always had, and kids, I mean 4 to 6 or 7, and I always had a bag of cheap, dime store flashlights.
Oh, they love that stuff, man.
I would tell them because I got the pond out back,
Mm-hmm.
and I would tell them after it got dark. I said, I saw a toad over here the other night. I saw this and I saw that. And I'd tell them, no, all the way across the yard. I'd tell them, now back there in the corner, I saw a spider. So y'all stay away from that. All night long, all you seen was lights in that corner.
Looking for spiders.
Got them completely away from the adults. We had our evening. They had
That's great.
Spend hours looking for a spider that didn't exist.
That's great.
Every once in a while, I'd say, "You kids ain't back in the corner, are you?" No, we're there.
We have Paw Patrol shoes for both boys, and they light up when you step on them.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So we went to a concert, and it was outside, and we just let the kids dance. A bunch of kids were up front dancing, and you could always tell where they were at when they were dancing because you could see those shoes light up. Nobody else had them. I was like, but it's a similar concept, right?
Good idea.
You know where they're at, and they're safe.
Well, we were just trying to get them away so us adults couldn't visit.
There's that
That's
too.
a good way to get them on the other side of the yard. Tell them don't go there.
No, they love flashlights. We got little dollar store flashlights for them for Christmas, and the one of them's still around, and it still has. If you let it sit long enough, you can turn it on for a moment.
Yeah,
and of course, then they're shining it in your eyes, and it's all good. I don't care. As long as they're having fun, that's what matters, right?
It's fun. It sounds like it's keeping you young too.
It keeps me something, that's for sure.
Keeping you tired, I'm sure.
Though, Grumpus, I've never been more tired in my life, but I've never been more satisfied. When I go to bed at night, I go to bed with a smile on my face.
Well, and I know that grandkids come over, same way with us. I mean,
yeah. The only difference is I have them 24/7,
Well, that's true. I mean, it's, we always look at each other. We're glad to have them over here, but it's, there's always that little bit of tear when they leave because we're so happy the house is quiet again.
Yeah, that's why, like, Monday, my wife and I were both on vacation this week and took them to daycare. And it's about 10:30 in the morning and sitting there, and Jean goes, "You hear that?" And I said, "Yeah." Silence. It was so nice.
Well, it's just me and the wife here. I mean, we get into our routines and stuff. We don't realize how quiet it is with just us here. It seems like regular noise to me until the kids show up.
Yeah.
And after about 3 hours of that, we're both just.
I remember when they first started. It's like, it's the same thing. Because we were empty nesters for almost a year, and it's like, but I couldn't imagine it any other way now. It's
just your new normal.
Yeah, my new normal, and I love every minute of it.
Well, that's great. That's great.
I couldn't imagine it any different, to be honest with you. It would break my heart.
Am I gone?
You're here.
I'm still here.
Yeah, you're frozen though.
Okay, let me.
You're looking. There you are. There you are.
Am I back?
You're back.
I got something going on with my computer, and I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if OBS is trying to crash on me.
Uh-oh.
or what
Never
it is.
any fun.
Well, I've
Never fun.
got a computer that, it's not uncommon, or in years past, it was never uncommon. I hardly ever had a computer running more than 6-7 months before I wiped hard drives and started all over.
No
The
kidding.
routine.
Dang.
Well, the system I've got now is about 7 years old, and I had XP on it, upgraded to what was the next one, Vista,
Yep.
and Windows 10. Now I'm running Windows 11, and I've never cleaned the drives up.
Hmm.
And I think I've got a driver or something along the way is it just every once in a while my screens would just freeze. And like just now, all of them went solid green, then they went black. But
Oh, wow.
I could still hear you.
Okay.
So
I do POS, my day job, and
Yeah.
we just upgraded our point of sale to Windows 10, which is very similar to Windows 11. What we discovered is Windows 10 does not like to play with USB ports.
and it's fun.
You re-
You're right. It's finicky.
Yeah, you reboot that machine and all of a sudden a printer's not working or a coin acceptor's not working. And so you got to go in there and fiddle fart around and find out what COM port it's supposed to be, delete that COM port, find any hidden COM ports because maybe it's shown up twice, and then go in and reboot and let everything come down again. And it's a pain, but you know what? It keeps me employed, so I'm good.
Well, that's right. I mean, I've found sometimes I just need to unplug them and systematically just start plugging them in one at a time. Let it detect each one
Yeah,
individually instead of all at once.
that's what we do.
I've been
Yeah.
thinking about getting a card that has, like 6 or 7 USBs on it, but it's got 4 channels on the card
Okay.
to where you don't have, 6 or 8 on one channel. So some of your cameras, I'm finding out some of your webcams and stuff, they don't like sharing a lane.
That's true. They interrupts. Yeah. They fight over that, what they got.
Tom, good night.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Good night, Tom. I hope, like Marcel said, I hope you get to feeling better soon.
Yeah, get feeling better.
Yeah. Well, Grumpus, I think I'm going to hit the hay too. I'm a little on the
That's all
tired
right.
side.
I think I could probably stand a little. Well, I probably won't hit the hay. I've got some messes to clean up around here.
There's always something in there.
I've got a box I need to look for.
Good luck. Hey, next Friday when we go live, I want to report. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, Marcel. Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.
Thanks for having me up.
Oh, anytime. Anytime.